What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color playing is Set from the DoD clan. His name is Joe. On the other side of the map in the red color playing is Loki, also from the DoD clan. His name is Shelty. The map is Alfheim, and this is the finals of the RTS-Sanctuary Christmas tournament. I am super excited. Both these players have played exceptionally to get here, and hopefully they continue their exceptional play in this finals. We have Shelty playing Loki. Super excited to see Loki in this game against the set of Joe. Joe normally plays Isis, but he's choosing to start this series off with Set and do something a little bit different. Maybe take advantage of some of the mechanics that make Set super strong. Things like shifting sands, things like converting animals, stealing hunt, doing all of that nice, juicy, aggressive Egyptian play that I love to see. On the other hand, I love seeing Loki against Egyptian. He's one of those gods which can just do so much punishment to them, because all of their aggressive god powers are essentially countered by Loki's like just innate unit combination of Hall of Thane's Hersa. So if they just go Hall of Thane's Hersa, then you can't simply fast heroic Ancestors. You can't go Anubis into Anubites, because like the Plague of Serpents gets counted hard by Hersa, as well as the Anubites by the Hall of Thane's Hersa. You can't just run around Hersa. Run too fast, you get destroyed. So Loki, a great choice against what Joe normally brings. So I'm expecting Joe to come up with something a little bit different and see what he can do. We are seeing a little bit of the Skraeling. Checking out the goat here, managing to find some cows. What you want to be trying to do with this Skraeling 100% of the time, every time, is send that guy around the map to hunt locations and find where the enemy priest is. When they're set, you do not want to be giving up hunt at all. We are seeing that that priest is looking for some hunt. Might find this hunt here and start stealing it. That'd be a bit of a nuisance for Shelty. The one thing that does make this matchup difficult for Loki is the fact that map control is super difficult to get because of how strong the early game of Set is. Set can take all of your hunt, which means that you have to go 80 food into a unit when you're not hunting. It's super difficult. We do see the Skraeling has found that hyena of Set and is going to be punishing that guy. Probably going to end up killing him just because of how fast this Skraeling is compared to the hyena. Even if you run that guy back to the base, he's going to die by the time he gets there. Going to be taking 2 damage, or is it like 1.5 or something each hit? So it's 1 damage and then 2 damage, so 3 damage every other hit. Give or take, probably not quite like that, but we'll see that hyena of Set probably die. We are seeing that the priest of Joe has found the deer over here as well. So that's a little bit exciting. Moving on over here, we have seen that Joe's expanding out onto this location. He also has this bear here, which is super nice. Oftentimes people can get pretty annoyed when they have aggressive hunt around their other hunt. But for me, it just means, oh, that's 200 food. All you got to do is micro your village as well. Kill off that bear super fast. Run this guy away. Animation cancel your laborer, and you're going to be completely fine. And then the bear's going to run around, and it's going to be fine. And eventually he's going to run back and try and do those good things. And we do see he's moving in right next to where the granary is getting built there, and that's going to be fantastic for Joe, getting an extra 200 food on his already nice hunt source there. What I'm expecting to see from Joe here in this game is some sort of fast 2-town center play or some sort of fast heroic play. I don't expect to see him sit on 1 town center. I think generally these Egyptian players, they try and it's a little bit hard against Norse, against Loki, because Loki can sometimes just skip ages and make it very difficult for you if you stay on that classical age. So probably going to see that fast 2nd town center into some sort of semi-fast heroic, as opposed to our Norse player, Loki player Shelty, probably just going to build a couple of Hersa, maybe 10 or so, and then hit that heroic age through Bargi and attempt to do some sort of either flaming weapons timing push or the semi-fast mythic. If we jump over to Shelty's perspective, we are going to be seeing him go to that classical age soon. I'm guessing it is 430 Heimdall with your temple all the way back. Generally not something you're going to be doing. That being said, Heimdall probably would have been a great choice on this map, just given the resource layout of Joe's base. You could push off this gold mine super early, undermine this watchtower. Also, this watchtower you can undermine along this line and kill both those watchtowers. And then this gold mine is the only other thing you have to worry about once you push off here. Anyways, we are seeing Forseti is the god of choice for Shelty, so Shelty's going to be doing that one. Also seeing him not move his villagers out. I do like this because generally what you can do as set is you can scout very, very aggressively with your animals, and then shifting sands a couple of priests and your pharaoh, and you can pick off 3 or 4 villagers. In the Voobly balance patch 3.0, 2.0, even the 1.0 balance patch, they nerfed shifting sands so that you could not shift villagers anymore. In 1.03, in Miller, you can use shifting sands and you can take 3 villagers or just 3 gatherers and an ox cart, 3 dwarves and an ox cart even, which is even more crazy. Or simply 3 villagers, and the most devastating of all was the 2 citizen shifting sands, bonkers stuff there. Now that's not there, players have decided to innovate a little bit, and they've come up with some really interesting play, shifting their pharaoh, Wadjet, and animals onto wood lines, onto gold lines, onto the outside hunt, doing a lot of damage really early, and still that shifting sands still is super strong. So we're going to see some Hersa coming out right now. If we jump over to Joe's perspective, he is going through Tar. That's going to be generally what you want to do. It does give you access to Shadoof, which is great, which means you can transition into farms super easily. Also the shifting sands, get that Wadjet, get all of that good stuff. And I'm interested to see if Joe's going to be grabbing that second town center super early. He has found the Harmonious Necklace, which is essentially a pickaxe worth of upgrade. Also seeing the Eye of Ornlu, which is super good for the Egyptian player Joe, given he's going to be building some axemen to deal with those Hersa, so I want to grab that one. Also have the Nose of Sphinx, not too useful, though if you're going to be Joe with these houses set up, wouldn't be bad to just defend there. And we're seeing the Osberg Wagon, which is super strong relic for Egyptians. However, it's great for everyone as well, so whoever sees that relic wants to grab that one. So that's a lot of positive relics on the map. We are seeing Shelty's moving forward with his units, looking for something to deal with, and we are seeing a barracks going up. So maybe Joe is going to be sitting on this one town center, but it looks like he's got quite a few resources in the back, so he's not going for that fast relic, looking like he's going to be moving forward. And I really like this. He's actually getting the axemen out before going for this second town center, which means he's going to be able to build it and also defend against any Hersa push, which kind of means Shelty needs to transition into raiding cavalry now, but he does have that longhouse up and he's building those raiding cavalry, so he's going to have to transition into that, get these Hersa to kill off the Wadjet and the animals and get the raiding cavalry onto those axemen and deal what he can. We are seeing that there are some axemen chasing down this Skraeling as we see these units move in. The Pharaoh is empowering this town center or this settlement, but going to be retasking that guy onto the Hersa. Then that Pharaoh is going to be taking some damage, but he's so strong. Lots of HP, and he's going to be taking a bit of a bashing, and Hersa falling here, so this fight going heavily in the favor of Joe. I think Shelty just needs to get out of here and let Joe have this location. He's been a little bit too clever with his resources there, building out those axemen, able to deal with the early Hersa and Troll, and also a priest there. Very, very good play there from Joe, securing this location. That's not Joe's second town center either, or third town center. That's Shelty's town center. So essentially, Shelty's going to have to trade this location, go and grab this location if he wants to grab that that third town center, or going to have to somehow get this town center back with some sort of flaming weapons timing push, or maybe even flaming weapons Fimble Winter would be nice as well. We are seeing that the units of Joe need to get out of there at this point. I feel like at this point now, Joe's got that second town center. He's going to take a little bit of a load off on the military, start spamming those villages, do very, very strong economic play now. I don't see any wood income yet, so he doesn't even have pickaxe, so he's actually just gone fairly all in on this. His economy is super far behind. Is it behind Shelty? Shelty doesn't have pickaxe either, so both players don't have pickaxe, which is a little bit surprising. Generally, that's a economic upgrade you want to grab fairly early. However, if we jump over to Shelty's perspective, looks like he's going for that early Hall of Fames instead. I'm probably going to pick up that pickaxe now. We are seeing a little shifting sands there. Ooh, stealing those cows. I like that. That's a fair few cows that have been stolen there. Shelty did separate them into different locations, but he probably could have separated them into one location instead of 3. So, unfortunately, for Shelty, losing some cows. Not losing any units, though, managed to get these guys out. The Troll has taken a bit of heat, but he can get healed. We have found some villagers moving back here, which Shelty, not paying 100% attention there, is going to be able to pick off a couple of those, which is a nice win for him, considering Joe just took all of those cows from him. A nice little Ironhunter spawn there, which is going to help out. IamJoe are super strong units because they give you more attack damage, which gives you more favor, which means the more myth unit spawns. The more IamJoe you have, the more myth unit spawns you get from the Hearser, which is always quite nice. And we're seeing the raiding cavalry come over here. Lots of villages here, but it looks like I don't think any more of those are going to die. And Shelty's saying, that's enough. I'm going to move back here, build my house, and then go from there. If we jump over to Joe's perspective, we are seeing armory going up. Looks like a semi-fast heroic is coming up here. It's only seeing a 49 population, so Joe's pretty content with sitting there and not doing all too much, which I do like considering Shelty's not able to really push into this location until he has siege or a bunch of myth units. So he knows he's got the time, so he's just booming. Going to go that fast. Second town center into fast heroic, which is going to be very, very strong. And then transition into potentially some Migdol units, get those chariot archers out, maybe some war elephant as well as barracks units, or even go straight to that mythic age as well if he feels safe enough. But maybe a little bit risky, maybe going through Horus and then casting Tornado on your enemy base and killing a bunch of stuff, but probably a bit risky and would result in you losing this town center to flaming weapons timing push, so maybe not. We are seeing a little bit of a raid coming in here. Spy going down on one of these villages. Not the best spy. I much prefer using spy on gold miners so you can see where they move with the gold mine. So you can raid them when they move out. If you go into the food villages, oftentimes those food villages turn into farmers, and then you don't get to see all too much from that. But that being said, at this point, he is showing the army of Joe, and I reckon Shelty should be fighting at this point. He's got the army mass, and I just feel like he hasn't really scouted out what Joe's been doing. And he has such little army here that he can just pick these guys off without losing anything, and then maybe even put some real pressure onto this gold mine here. Anyways, we're seeing these trolls and IamJoe coming through as well. Joe hitting that heroic age through Nephthys super, super fast. And also there's not that many heroes for Shelty, not that many Hearser for Shelty. So Ancestors is going to be a very strong god power, unlike a normal Loki play. So a little bit of thrown for a loopy there with the Joe play, grabbing that second town center with Axeman, forcing early raiding cavalry, which means not as many Hearser as you're used to, which means stronger Nephthys play. Really, really good play there. Going to see Joe chuck up a Migdol stronghold straight away, I reckon. Probably chuck it up here. There we go. And maybe even a siege workshop here. Just cut into the amount of running around that Shelty can do. Shelty sees the Nephthys coming up and he wants to force a defensive Ancestors at this point if he can. What he should be trying to do is getting these Hearser onto that Migdol stronghold. This IamJoe is out of position. These priests need to start attacking that guy, and as they do, moving in, going to be able to pick that guy off so fast. Those priests do so much damage, and IamJoe does fall. Picking off a Pharaoh. That's a nice little win there. One mercenary cavalry coming out, just trying to scare off Shelty, and Shelty's not really going to do all too much left here. He's going to have to get out of there, and there are Scorpion men coming out at this point. It looks like there's only the one monument for Joe, so not that many more Scorpion men, which is generally normal against Loki. You don't want to go too hard on the monuments. This mercenary cavalry is going to be falling to his own death from his own special ability of dying when that thing runs out, but not going to go out without taking too much damage. Going to have that healing spring to re-heal that as well, which is going to be good. And if we jump back over to Shelty's perspective, he is going to that heroic age through Bragi, so he's going to be able to get what he can from that flaming weapon. So we're going to see what he can do there. Nice little surround there, nice little catch on those raiding cavalry. He's not going to let those guys get out there. Generally, when you go for these one town center plays, losing units is not something that you want to be doing. You want to be holding onto them so you can hit those timings. We just see a nice little hidden armory here. I like that. Means that not going to be able to scout out the heroic age, or basically it doesn't really matter. You're going to expect it to come, but nice little play anyways. You do see the gold miners over here as well. If we jump over to Joe's perspective and see what he's scouted out, he has spotted every single gold mine on the map. Like I say, if you can count an even amount of gold mines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 or 9. I'm missing a gold mine. Am I? Oh no, there's one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. If you can count an even number of gold mines, it means you know where they all are. So Joe knows where all the gold mines are, and he should be able to realize that they're either going to be here or they're going to be here. And he could move over there with that Ancestors timing and put the pressure on. However, looks like Shelty's going to be commanding the game here with his heroic age army. He's got the battle boar out as well, and there's not really enough units over here to be fighting at this point. That battle boar is taking a significant amount of damage from the priest. You need to refocus those priests onto the Valkyrie and do what you can. We are seeing that flaming weapons has been cast. Migdol stronghold going to get stopped there. All of the units of Joe going to be retreating at this point into all of this tower fire. This is not a fight you want to be taking from Shelty at this point. Shelty is going to be losing all his units to this Migdal stronghold and this town center. Though the battle ball are here, there's so many priests. They do not have funeral rites, so they're still going to be a little bit longer to pick off those battle ball, but the battle ball are going to fall eventually. Those priests, nice, or not refocus firing. You need to shift click those priests, generally what you want to do. Just be on top of getting them attacking the right units, and we are seeing that. Joe has defended nicely against that one. However, Shelty is going to be able to build a bunch more battle boy at this point. So what he needs to try and do is catch out those priests. If he catches out those priests and kill them all off, then he can move in with all of those battle boy, do a lot of damage to his opponent right there. But he doesn't really have the army at this point. Only 5 raiding cavalry. Not really enough to get in there and pick off those priests at this point. Those battle boy are going to be feeling that pain. So, is Shelty going to be able to do this? He needs to start thinking about going to that Mythic Age at this point, but he also needs to defend against this. We are seeing some Chariot Raiders coming in, Chariot Archers coming on over here for a raid. Ancestors coming on to these dwarves at this point, which is going to stop the entire gold income. And if we start moving in here with some of those siege towers from Joe is building those at this point. He can do a significant amount of damage. We are seeing those Herso moving over here as well. So they're going to be able to pick off all of these ancestors. Maybe there's only 4 of them, and a couple of those are quite low HP. That being said, without the Eclipse, these Herso kill these guys, these minions off super fast. That being said, a bunch of these Oxcart was picked off as well, a bunch of these dwarves as well. And these Herso going to be getting a little bit of favor generation there, getting that free Valkyrie, which is nice. The rest of these ancestors are going to get picked off, and we are seeing that the Chariot Archers and the priests are moving in, going to be attempting to pick off those battle balls. The raiding cavalry moving in as well, attempting to kill off all of those priests. But Joe going to be retreating here, doing fine, managed to pick off all of these ancestors as well. Shelty has done that, but he needs to get an ox cart over there. Send this ox cart over, rebuild it, send these guys over here. It's fine. You don't have to just build another one. You're going to be fine, but it looks like that is the situation at this point. We are now seeing Joe moving into the base of Shelty, picking off this longhouse, and he's going to be doing what he can to keep pushing in. We are seeing a little bit of a raid here with that mountain giant, picking off watchtowers, picking off houses. I love that. Nice little raid there, causing some mischief there for Joe. That house falling, now sitting at 130 of 120 population. So Shelty can now move in and start doing it. Houses do take quite a while to rebuild. If we check here, they do have a build time of 27 seconds, but with 7 villages, it's going to be significantly reduced. We are seeing these war elephants moving in, going to be picking off this watchtower, looking to kill off the temple as well, and doing all that they can. What Shelty needs to do at this point is get us around. Get these raiding cavalry around this side with the Valkyrie, surround this, get everything else to do the same, and then he could potentially win this fight here. This is an out of position army right now. Definitely split this up into the fast units. Having those battle balls moving is way too slow, and unfortunately he didn't use the line of sight well enough, and a little bit of repositioning is going to be totally fine. There's not enough units. We are seeing a nice little surround though, so this could go in the favor of Shelty at this point. All of these priests need to get picked off. We are seeing battle balls getting spawned as well, which is nice. Temple has gone down though. Orlu has been lost. Only one longhouse for Shelty, and one of Shelty's weaknesses is he does not rebuild military buildings that much, so he needs to get those back up as fast as possible, get that temple going. We are seeing a siege tower moving, attempting to pick off this this house, and he needs to get those villages over here. Nice little fight here though. The war elephant have moved in. They're going to be able to take a bunch of the damage of everything else. That being said though, all of the priests have died, so it's going to be really nice with all those battle balls. If we jump over to Shelty's perspective, he does have 87 favor, so if he gets that temple back up and gets that gold income, he can really reproduce his army into a bunch of battle ball as well, and that means that no priests currently for Joe having to rebuild those guys from a town center, which is never really what you want to do. He doesn't have that much gold in the bank. He does have shaft mine though, so it's going to come very fast. And those Chariot Archers have decided, nope, I don't need to go in here. I need to move over, pick off the gold villages of Shelty. This is what you want to do. When you're ahead, put your foot on the throat by stopping gold income. If they don't have gold, they cannot produce anything. I guess Shelty can produce some trolls, but trolls are just not that good against Pharaoh, against priests, and it's very easy to just defeat those guys. We are seeing those dwarves running away. Might be able to move up to this location here, though the Chariot Archers are just going to chase them. I would probably just kill off that Herso at this point and then chase it. It's like 3 shots or something with that many Chariot Archers, and that Herso would die. We are seeing battle balls moving up here as well, and we are going to just see Joe going for the ox cart. I love that. Ox carts are reduced. They do have reduced HP, so they do die very fast as Loki, though they are also cheaper. We're seeing now war elephants and siege towers moving into the town center with the Pharaoh and priest in the little back line there. Get those villagers off the food, get them onto those siege towers, and get the Herso picking off those war elephants as fast as you can. This town center is going to be falling though very fast if you cannot kill off these siege towers fast enough. The nice little Valkyrie spawn there though. All of these dwarves are going to stop being able to gather from that ox cart getting picked off there. Town center looks like it might be able to survive though. These war elephants take forever to die, and it looks like the town center going to be going going down with those War Elephant as well. Shelty can reproduce that, but decides to stop the game. Taps out, says, I don't have any more gold. GG, played way too well, Joe. Thanks for the game. 1-0 in this finals between this best of 7 finals between Joe and Shelty. Super good play there by Joe. I loved the little adaptation to the matchup with the early barracks. If you're playing against Egyptian, you don't need to chuck that barracks down normally. You just get that second town center. It's totally fine. You're playing against Atlantean. I don't think you need the town center either. Not the barracks either. You just build a couple of priests and you're totally fine. Play against Norse. Not Norse. Play against Greek. Gonna have to deal with a hero or two, so you might not even want to grab that early town center. You just want to wait a little bit. But Joe did manage to realize what was going on in this map and in this matchup, getting the early axeman out, getting that forward town center, controlling the map, and then controlling the gold mine and stopping Shelty from being able to function. Super good play there. If you enjoyed this game, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to see my videos as soon as they come out. My name is Boit, and I'm going to see you guys next time.